So how's it going? This is Tim with Guard Digital Marketing. I talked to you earlier Monday morning, so I got this video coming to you. You're going to be looking it up on Google, just for the safety factor of it, which I can completely understand. So let's dive into it. So I got the homepage of the website pulled up here, and there's a reason that I always pull up the homepage of your current website here to take a look at, and we'll dive into that here in just a second. Now, I always like to look at what I consider, or I don't even consider it, it is a Google search page, right? So, and this is the first page that pops up when we're looking at typing in a phrase like roofing Joplin, Missouri, which is what we consider to be a buyer intent keyword. So a buyer in the Joplin area of a roofing service would type this in to find a company to do that for them, right? And you would obviously want to be ranking for something like this, since you guys provide this type of service in Joplin, Missouri. Okay. Now, there's three separate areas you guys can be within the first page. First is Google Ads. Okay. Now, these are going to convert fairly highly, especially these Google guaranteeds, just because of how much exposure and just being right up top of this first page. Okay. So not a bad idea if you're looking for instant gratification kind of when it comes to that aspect. Now, the next area is going to be this Google Map Pack, which you guys are ranking first organically wise. Okay. So you've done well here, obviously, building out a Google business profile, getting 100 reviews at a 5-star rating, most likely having pictures within here, filling everything out 100% so Google isn't guessing. I'm assuming you guys also have quite a few citations across the internet, which is basically the company name, address, or service area and the phone number all together, and that gives you power that Google then grants to you to rank within here. Okay, and you get a lot of traffic from here. Whether it be sometimes a click to the website, but typically through here a phone call. And the reason it's so obviously nice to be within this top three is if somebody sees something they like up here, they're not going to come down here to the organic listings, and they're most definitely never going to hit this more businesses button, right? Now, the next other great place to be is the organic listings. We have a few different directories here. Now, we have two companies there that are showing up that are the only two ranking organically on the first page of Google, besides these directories, which we don't really care about. Now, so we're going to do a comparison of the website when it comes to Abernathy, and then your guys' website when it comes to overall kind of ratings from Google. So let's take a look at the home page here. And again, I always like to look at the home page for one main reason. Google has what I would consider a sweet spot when it comes to content on home pages. Okay, and that sweet spot is 1,500 to 2,000 words of content on the home page alone. And that means words or pictures that can be highlighted in case like these, because these images are saved as things that Google reads instead of the image. So Google sees this kind of mumbo jumbo-ish instead of this actual image that we're looking at here. So you can even save images on your website and save them as buyer intent keywords. So Google sees that instead of mumbo jumbo-ish that doesn't add any value to your website. But when we scroll through, we can definitely tell we're a little light when it comes to the amount of content we need on a homepage for the liking of Google. And then for even 150 to 200 of those words, you can input one of those buyer intent keywords that I was talking about on that Google search page. Okay. So first thing is definitely optimizing out this homepage, and maybe even have somebody look at the rest of your pages here within the website to make sure those are all nice and dandy as well. Now, if we so this is a paid program I use. This is always my next step here to do my comparison. So this is a paid program I use called Ahrefs that gives me this quick dashboard with numbers that I can dive in deeper, but just for your sanity and not boring you to death and keeping the video short, I won't dive into them. But again, for a quick comparison, this works great. Okay. Now, these first two numbers here are ratings. Then basically they are trust and power ratings that Google gives out based on your website. Okay. Now, DR is the entire domain rating, and then UR is the homepage rating. Okay. Now, you built this power and trust rating through these backlinks and referring domains that you currently have. But these ratings are out of 100, so we can tell they're still fairly low. So you haven't built much trust with Google yet. So in return, they aren't granting you much power yet. So what you need to do is obviously build more backlinks through more referring domains, but make sure these referring domains are of a high quality. And what I mean by that is they already have high ratings of power and trust with Google, so that when you get a backlink from them, it grants that power and trust over to you then. Okay, and now what that allows you to do is rank for keywords that you have within your website. Now, being completely honest here, the amount of keywords that you have within your website is low as well. So even if you had a lot of power and trust, you're only ranking for 9 keywords, which won't bring in as much traffic as you could um, if you were completely optimized out within your website. Now, keeping all this in mind, you're bringing about 6 people a month to the website as it sits currently. Okay. Now, doing a quick comparison here, we can see Abernathy's. I put them in here into the same program. This is their ratings from Google, so fairly higher, still not super exponential, and still fairly easy to beat as well when it comes to competition-wise. Now we can see the backlinks and referring domains that they have here. It's actually a little bit less than your guys's. So what that is telling me, if they have a higher rating here, is that they've built out higher quality ones. Okay, so that's what I mean when you don't just need quantity, you need quality when it comes to backlinks that come from these referring domains. Now you can see also here they have over 60 keywords, which I would say for a roofing contractor or company, a website should have anywhere from the low end 50 to maybe 150 on the upper end, depending on how many service areas you have. But we can tell even kind of doing this at a mediocre level, you can still bring in about 100 people a month. So it is going to depend on service area and so on and so forth. But getting a couple hundred up to 1,000 isn't very uncommon if you do this all to a high standard professionally and correctly. Okay, so and obviously even with 100 people coming to the website every month and all of them being buyer intent, even if you close 10% of them into paying customers, that's again an extra 10 jobs a month. And when it comes to roofing, depending on the job, can be a lot of revenue turning into a large amount of profit every month on the return of this traffic. So I'm getting to about where I like to cut my videos off, about 7 to 8 minutes. So I do hope you find this video of some value, and you gain some information of it that you can use in your benefit. I'd love to hear some feedback from you. Did you love the video? Did you hate it? Again, did you find any information in the video or did you not? Also, if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out. And I do thank you for taking time out of your busy day to watch the video.